Huh? We can spend any time now. Big fun. Yeah, we can start to anytime. Get ready. Get ready. We can start to anytime. Get ready. Oh, part of it. We'll do Kirtan for 5 minutes today. More than that. Perfect. Krishna Krishna Bhutale Vimate Bhaktivedanta Tasya Namo Shivapadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Vimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravana Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Vaita Radha Devasari Gaur Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Vaita Radha Devasari Gaur Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Stop it.
Hare
ये original sound है ना? Already.
I'm taking the audio from वही इसका स्पीकर का कंट्रोल वायर टेकिंग ऑडियो का सीधा वही से चालू यूट्यूब लाइव कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे राम राम कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna,
Nanga was able to come today, but this little girl saved the day. Hari! Hari.
Before we start the Kirtan again, I would like to introduce His Grace Govinda Prabhu. Has traveled all from Vrindavan. He basically is part of the 24-hour Kirtan, has learned and sang with Aindra Prabhu, and we are very, very happy to have his association here. Sorry, Prabhu, for the no Vrindavan players, but we had some ISP picnic today, and then all the kids, all of that area is San Jose, so we couldn't get everybody here. But anyway, thank you very much for coming.
Not anyone we have.
Yeah.
What do you say? Nobody.
Hopefully, she'll be able to do the full Kirtan. Anyway, thank you very much for coming, and very grateful to. Actually, we had a program with Prabhuji at one of the devotees' house. It was a very ecstatic Kirtan, so we're fortunate to have him again here. He's traveling all the way from mountain. He's staying in Los Altos Mountain. He's traveling back and forth. But again, thank you, Prabhu, for all the trouble you're taking for our places. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Do you have a time limitation for the place?
Can go to 8:15, 8:30.
8:15, 8:30?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can maybe do a little more kirtan.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
And then I will speak a little bit and we can do some more kirtan.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready?
Are you ready? This is a test of learning.
The moment of truth. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
We don't need fancy kirtan. Holy name itself is sufficient. You don't need a fancy mridanga player. We need pure-hearted devotees, sincere devotees. You know, in Vrindavan, I'm come from Vrindavan. Sorry, my name is Govinda Das. And there was one Bengali old gentleman, Vibhu Chaitanya, anybody knows? He was a Prabhupada disciple. In fact, he was the first cook for Krishna Balaram, Radha Shyam Sundar. And there's a story where the temple was in the very beginning stages and there was no proper kitchen. And he had to set up a kitchen by himself in the morning, starting 4 a.m. He had to set up the fire. He had to wash the pots. There was no help, only few devotees. He had to do everything by himself. And he didn't have time to chant his japa. He had to work so much from how many offerings are there? Seven offerings a day. Cook food. And he had to do everything alone for 3 sets of deities. And then Prabhupada Samadhi, of course, that was later. But Srila Prabhupada's Murti there, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's Murti there, Krishna Balaram, Gonitai, Radha Shyama Sundar, Lalita Vishaka. So that's 10 plates. Many, many katoris, you know. And he had to do everything by himself. And he had no time to chant japa. So when Srila Prabhupada visited devotees, some devotee complained that Vibhu Chaitanya is not chanting his japa. And then Prabhupada inquired from him, I heard you're not chanting your 16 rounds. And he says, yes, I don't have any time, I cannot. But I am singing all day. He was singing this melody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He was singing all day long. That was his japa. And Srila Prabhupada says, yes, you don't have to chant your japa. You're already chanting the holy name all day long. And so I just wanted to refer it. We don't need fancy kirtan, but we need his devotion. And then the head pujari's wife, Mataji, asked him, said, Vibhu Chaitanya, because his cooking was, oh my God, he asked any old devotees, my Guru Raj, Ramapad Swami, he says everybody, so many of the GBCs, sannyasis, they went and they just wanted a little donor, just a taste. It wasn't about, picking out, stuffing your belly and your face until you're full. It was just tasting that nectar. So this Mataji asked him, but Prabhu, your sweet rice is so delicious. And I know how to cook sweet rice, but your sweet rice is so special. What do you put in your sweet? What are the ingredients? And he said, Ore Mataji, bhakti. See, he's a Bengali. So that is what we need. We don't need opulence, fancy mridanga player or whatever. We can also do simple kirtan. It's the holy name that counts. Okay? That's what it is. We don't have to worry about anything. Namo Vishnu Praya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Ramupada Swaminiti Namane. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavari Paschatyaresha Tarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhaktavrind. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So many young people, new people here. Any new people? New people. 1, 2. Anyway, if you don't understand something, I'm sorry. I was thinking about delving into the famous book of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur called Madhurya Kadambini. And there's a chapter, second chapter deals with Bhajana Kriya and Anartha Nivriti. And is very, how do you say, what's the word? I'm getting old. It's really relatable to our situation. We're on an Anartha Nivriti platform. When Anartha, anyone can tell me what Anartha is?
Bad qualities.
Impurities in the heart, materialistic desires, which are blocking us from loving Krishna, remembering Krishna, chanting the holy name with feeling. It's called unwanted desires in the heart, anarthas. And nivriti means cleansing these anarthas. So first platform is Shraddha. We said a few words about it yesterday. Shraddha is when you receive bhakti from another devotee. It might not even be a heavy dose, just a slight appreciation. I like this kirtan. I like how they conduct themselves. Devotees, they're clean, they're peaceful, they're happy. They have some good qualifications. I like the philosophy. I like the prasadam. I like. Not all of this, just maybe something. And then that's the seed, the Bhakti Lata Beach, planted in our hearts. And how do you sprout a seed? You watering it, right? So the watering process is sadhu sangha, sarashastra koi, lava sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi hoy. You know this lava matra? It says by a moment's association. Actually today, the translation is that by a moment's association of a sadhu sangha, one can attain all perfections in spiritual life. Material life is not even interesting. Spiritual, it comes automatically. So this lava means actually scientifically, I know a lot of coders here, they like math, and it's 1/13 of a second. That's 1 moment. Within 1 second, there's 13 units. That's a moment. So just a moment. Srila Prabhupada would glance at somebody, and the person he says, so many people said, I felt he saw through me, and I became like a mustard seed, very, very small and embarrassed. And there's a story when Srila Prabhupada came to the New York airport. So there was a couple hundred devotees dancing there, welcoming him with flower garlands and kirtan, and they were jubilantly dancing and chanting. And there was this policeman. The policeman was running up and down. He says, the Swamiji wants water. He's never seen him before. This is the power of a pure devotee. He's never seen him in his life before. And now it was the most important thing that he has to serve him suddenly. Such an important person, and I have to get him the water. So lava matra, sadhu sangha, sadhu siddhi hoy. So that's sadhu sangha. After shraddha or faith comes association of the devotees. Next stage is bhajana kriya. Bhajana kriya really means performing bhajan. And by the time you get to the bhajana kriya stage, according to Vishwanath Chakravarti, Rupa Goswami, you should be duly initiated because the spiritual master instructs you the principles of bhakti, these different services in sadhana, just like the 64 different limbs of Vaidhi Bhakti, and the top 5 limbs, the Pancha Angam, residing in the Dham, worshipping the Archa Vigraha, the deity form in the temple, studying Srimad Bhagavatam or Shastra, associating with devotees, Sadhu Sangha, and the most important, the highest, chanting the Hare Krishna Maha. These are the top 5 limbs out of 64. And the topmost is chanting, the most important is chanting the holy name. So bhajana kriya happens when the spiritual master instructs you, and you take a vow, chant 16 rounds. You take a vow to avoid gross offenses, no illicit sex, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling. And then the spiritual master instructed the disciple to do different services, preaching, worshipping the deities, study Shastra, etc., etc. So many different things you can do. What is the ultimate goal? Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. These are the 2 rules. But our hearts are full of unwanted desires. Oh, Prabhu, I'm trying to chant my rounds, but my mind is, going here and there. All my desires want to be fulfilled. I give so much importance to them. So how can I focus on the name? Or can you come please play Mridanga first? Oh, I have more important things to do. Prabhuji, poor Prabhuji was trying to get anyone and everyone, but today was not the day. And so, these desires from the past are stored in the mind. They come from previous lives, not just the last life, but can be so many lives before, in the prarabdha karma form, in the seed form, or just fructified form. Just about coming, if you look at your Jyotish horoscope, astrology, you can see when the bad things are coming, when the good things are coming, and you can prepare yourself mentally. But good or bad, we always chant Hare Krishna. And for devotees, astrology doesn't always work, because when you become a devotee, Krishna takes care of you personally, and he interferes with your life. He says, for those who surrender unto me, I carry what they lack, and I preserve what they have. One time, Srila Prabhupada had evening darshan, afternoon darshan, and there's only one guest left, this Indian gentleman, and he was talking about astrology, and Prabhupada was sitting, casually at his desk, and Prabhupada said, I also know astrology. And the gentleman was like, you know astrology? I said, yes, come here, show me your hand. So the man was, oh, Swamiji, he will read my hand, my palm. So Prabhupada held his hand, looked at it, and he says, And the poor man was like, oh my God, what is it, Swamiji? Prabhupada says, very bad. And he was finished. He was devastated. But what do you see? He says, birth, death, old age, disease. And then he closed his hand. But you chant, you clap your hand in Kirtan, and the lines will change. So he was joking, of course. And one time, Vishal Prabhu, one funny character, he passed away already. He was a Srila Prabhupada disciple. And when he was in front of Prabhupada, Prabhupada noticed he had some rings. He said, what is that ring you have? Oh, Prabhupada, this is Gomed. There's a stone called Gomed. It's for Rahu. I'm in the Rahu period. This is helping me. I said, Prabhupada said, you don't need these stones. Krishna, with his left foot, he can kick all the demons. He says, like, with his left foot, not even right foot. Actually, Krishna doesn't have to do it personally. You know, he's not interested. He's happy playing with the cowherd boys and the gopis. So, bhajana kriya process, engaged in devotional service, especially the panchangam, carefully avoiding the offenses, and with determination. We have so many instructions in the Bhagavad Gita, so many illustrative historical stories in the Srimad Bhagavatam, how devotees attained Krishna in the past. Famous, the Mahajans like Prahlad, Bali, etc. And then, because then anarthas, like we came to anarthas, will come to the surface, and we see just like when you're cleaning your house, you feel the house is a little dirty and there's some dust there, but the places where you're moving around, you pretty much pick up the dust with your body. So they're not so dusty, not so dirty. But when you start the cleansing, settle down, please. Yeah. So when you start the cleansing, the cleaning, then you see there's so much dust under the bed. There's so much dirt everywhere, all these nooks and corners. But this is what happens when you open your heart, you start looking. Oh my God, it's a very dark place. How am I going to invite Krishna here on the lotus of a lotus flower to offer him to sit upon that lotus flower throne? No, it's just a filthy place, dark, filthy place. So this is the process of monarchy. And from there, the next stage is Nishta. What is Nishta? Anyone knows? Nope. That's Shraddha. Steady. Steady Eddie. Okay. So when the anarthas start evaporating and going away, and they don't drag you down, so then you become a little steady. And most of us struggle to get there. Most of us are this anartha stage. And it's called Anishtata Bhajan. Nishta is steady, Anishta, unsteady, Anishtata Bhajan, unsteady devotional service. And I want to read a few of the pitfalls from this book, Madhurya Kadambini, where Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives us a few examples. Oh my God, I think I just closed. Here it is. Let's open there again. Yes. He says, next comes bhajana kriya, engaging in devotional service. He begins to practice different types of devotional activities. This is also of two varieties, unsteady, anishtata, and steady, nishtata. Unsteady performance of devotional service is of 6 types in sequential order. False confidence, utsahamai, first one. Sporadic endeavor, gana tarala. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Up and down. Third one, false confidence, utsahamai, puffed up, proud. Oh, sorry, that was the first one. Okay, the third one is indecision, viyudha, vikalpa. The fourth one is struggle with the senses, vishaya, sangara. And the last one is inability to uphold vows, niyamakshama, and enjoying the facilities offered by bhakti. So it says the first one, utsaha mai. Utsaha, what does it mean, utsaha? Anyone knows?
Enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm. And someone is very enthusiastic, very confident. This is a Brahmana child, having just begun study of the scriptures, thinks he has immediately become a learned scholar, worthy of everyone's praise. Similarly, a person just beginning devotional service may develop the audacity to think that he has mastered everything. Have you met anyone like that?
Yeah.
Yes, good. Right here. He is called utsahamai, or filled, puffed up with enthusiasm. You know, the Kanishta Adhikari, or big or neophyte devotee, when he has this artificial false pride, thinking like he knows everything, they say it's more dangerous to know half knowledge than knowing nothing. You know, because people think, oh, we know something, but the rest of it is all wrong and then misleading. So when one is in the beginning stages and is very proud, then he just blocks his path from advancing further with his pride. I already know everything. I don't need to learn anything from you or you. I know everything. And yet, so really is blocking his path. That's the problem. But when you're humble, you're kanishtarikari, you're neophyte. I mean, welcome to the club, okay? You're a neophyte devotee, but when you're humble and open, then you accept the instructions and you open your path. You can hear instructions. You can hear good advice because you open to it. You don't think I already know, mastered everything. And this is the problem with this utsahamai. The second one is ghana tarala. The same child sometimes becomes diligently engaged in his studies, and yet at other times, because of inability to understand the scriptures and lack of real taste, becomes negligent. Sometimes you see him, oh yes, I'm very, very fixed up and very learned, and the next day, oh, just the balloon just let out. In the same way, a new devotee will sometimes practice the different activities of devotional service and sometimes neglect them, being sometimes assiduous and at other times negligent. His endeavor is called ghana tarala, condensed and dilute, or thick or thin. Sometimes very enthusiastic, sometimes nothing. No desire, disappears. Yesterday we had so many Mindanga players, we have no Mindanga players. No offense. Third one is Vyudha Vikalpa. Shall I just, this is indecision. It's kind of funny how it describes it. A little long, but it's kind of funny. Shall I just spend my life happily in family life, making my wife and children Krishna conscious and worshipping the Lord? Or should I give them all up and go to Vrindavan and perfect myself by engaging full-time in hearing and chanting with no distractions? Shall I wait until the last stage, after enjoying all sorts of pleasures, when I have finally understood that the whole material world is simply a forest fire of affliction, or should I renounce right now? So going back for, is it this or this? Can decide. Consider these verses. Srimad Bhagavatam 3:31-40. Association with woman is the way to death, like a blind well covered by grass. And then Srimad Bhagavatam 5:14-43. Those attachments that are very difficult to give up: beautiful wife, obedient sons, devoted friends, a vast empire, everything the heart desires. Maharaj Bharat then gave them up even in his youth, just as stool, due to his attraction for the Lord. So he's thinking, should I just give up unreliable family life while still young? On the other hand, it is not proper to renounce immediately. Shouldn't I wait until the death of my old parents before renouncing? Again, Srimad Bhagavatam says, alas, my parents are old, and my wife is with a mere infant in her arms and other young children. Without me, they will have no protection and will suffer unbearably. How will they live without me? Moreover, the scriptures say, this is also from Bhagavatam, if one gives up family life in an unsurfeited stage or premature stage, he will think of family life even after renouncing. If such a fool should die in that condition, he will go to the darkest region of hell. By such statements, the Lord depreciates such renunciation. Therefore, for the time being, I will just work to keep my body alive. Later, after satisfying all my desires, I will enter Vrindavan and engage worship of the Lord 24 hours a day. After all, the scriptures points out, Srimad Bhagavatam, Jnana and Vairagya are not generally beneficial for practicing devotional service. According to this text, renunciation is a fault for the culture of bhakti. If it arises from bhakti itself, however, that renunciation is not at fault, but an effect, anubhava, of bhakti and subordinate to it. Of course, then there is the famous logic. In whatever ashram the sannyasi stayed, they always gave him more than enough to eat. In the life of renunciation, there is no worry of maintenance. So maybe I should renounce. But on the other hand, and so you see, it's just Bhagavatam 10:14-36. My dear Lord Krishna, until people become your devotee, their material attachments remain thieves. Their homes, prisons, and their affectionate feeling for their family, foot shackles. Household life is a prison only for those who are attached. For the devotee, there is no harm in household life. See, it is counteracting each other every sentence. Arguing it. For the devotee, there is no harm in household life. Thus, shall I remain at home and engage in chanting, or rather in hearing, or shall I engage in service? Rather, as Ambarish Maharaj remained in household life and performed all the angas of bhakti, I shall do likewise. And Vishwanath Chakravarti explains, in this way, the mind spends time vacillating between household life and renunciation. When one imagines in this way all types of options, it is called Vyudha Vikalpa, or extensive speculation. Really, it doesn't matter where you are, household life, renounce life. You are where you're supposed to be, you know. And even if you're a householder, you're supposed to be a renunciate, grihastha, brahmachari. Externally, you have to carry out your duties, you provide, be affectionate. But internally, dedicate your heart to Krishna and to your spiritual master. And you live like a sannyasi. Much more difficult. Actually, the sense objects are right in front of you. So in one sense, it's even higher than sannyasa. Yeah. Next one is Vishaya Shangara. Vishaya, the senses, sense objects. So one whose heart is absorbed in materialism is far from obtaining devotion to Vishnu. Can a man, by going east, obtain something which is in the west? Meaning, one side is Krishna, one side is Maya. If you want to go to Krishna, but you're going towards Maya, you will not get there. Understanding that material enjoyment is forcibly carrying him away and impairing his steadiness in serving Krishna, the devotee resolves to renounce his addiction and take shelter of the holy name. But many times, his attempts at renunciation often end in enjoying what he's trying to renounce. Such a person is exemplified in the Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam 11, 20, 27, 28. Knowing that sense gratification leads to misery, though he tries to give up these material desires, still he is unable. He wants to give up Maya, but attachment doesn't allow him. The good thing is Krishna is Bhavagrahi, Janardana. He only sees your intentions. You sincerely try to come to Krishna, but there's some skharas, there's impressions in our consciousness, in our mind is so strong that even though our desires are sincere, they are just holding us back and holding us in this illusory state, identifying with the material body, the senses of the material body and the object of the senses of the material body. And therefore we just go on not being able to renounce the material world. This ongoing battle with his previously acquired desire for sense pleasure, in which he sometimes meets with victory and sometimes with defeat, is called Vishaya Sangara, or struggle with sense pleasure. Now the next one is Niyamakshama. Then the devotee will resolve, from today, I will chant such and such number of rounds of japa and will pay so many obeisances. I will also perform services for the devotees. I will not talk to any objects except the Lord, and I will give up all association with people who talk on material matters. Though he makes such resolutions every day, he is not always able to execute them. This is called niyamakshama, or inability to follow rules. Vishaya Sangara is the inability to give up material enjoyment, whereas niyamakshama is the inability to improve his devotional service. I'm sure everybody has their own experience in their life and can relate to these things. And finally, Taranga Rangini. It is well known that the very nature of bhakti is to be attractive. Krishna is attractive, and his devotion is not different from him than Mahamantra, chanting any devotional service Krishna. So it is attractive. So all types of people become attracted to the devotee, the abode of bhakti. By performing devotional service, he becomes very beautiful, very attractive. See, sometimes devotees don't have very beautiful bodies, but their face is beaming, lit up. You see all these big, big movie stars supposed to be beautiful, but they're living a life of sense gratification, drugs, alcohol, whatnot, and see their face is so dark. They're not beautiful. Materially speaking, maybe they are, but there's no life in them. So by engaging in devotional service, you become attractive, and everybody becomes attracted to you. And as the old age says, the old saying says, by the attraction of the populace, one becomes wealthy. Bhakti produces much opportunity for material gain, worship, and position. Lobha, greed for money. Puja, people will worship you. People come up to you, oh, your class is so wonderful. And your Kirtan was so good, oh Prabhu, you're a pure devotee. Yes, okay. You do. You say thank you. You don't become attached or detached. I mean, you know who we are. Same fallen person. Then pratishta distinction. Again, we want to name for ourselves. And these things will not let you go to the Nishta platform. Puja, pratishta, lobha. We perform devotional service because you get material gain, we get money, we get women, we get followers, we get so much name and fame, title, respect. I see in India, I live in India, the titles, they kill you for a title in society. Even in Bhakti society, they're so anxious to get some title and an office. Put your name on the door. Then you made it. Sama here is not so prevalent. So puja, pratishta, and lobha. These are weeds around the creeper of bhakti. The weeds will suck away the energy, the water, the nutrition from the roots of the plant of your bhakti, and you're not able to grow. Performing activities or seeking one's pleasure amidst these weed-like facilities, which are but small waves in the ocean of bhakti, is called Taranga Rangini, delighting in the material facilities. Thus ends the second shower of nectar of Madhurya Kadambini by the Mahamopadaya Srimad Vishwanath Chakravarti, describing the development of bhakti as Shraddha, Sadhusanga, and Bhajana Kriya, as well as the divisions of Bhajana Kriya. So I just wanted to, I think it's an interesting point for everyone to hear, and why you're not coming to the next step, because we have these things in our hearts. When we want to hear philosophy, we fall asleep, about the Krishna consciousness. When you hear the news about, who's throwing what missiles and who, then your eyes are everybody very alert and very excited to hear. And then we scroll and we see Prabhupada give me a lecture and just you fall asleep. These are the stages of Anishtata Bhakti, Anishtata Bhajan. When our devotional service, even though we're trying, we're on the path, it cannot get there. And this can go on for years, can go on for lifetimes if you don't take care of it. So now you don't take care of it by, okay, I'm gonna have to analyze all these things and we'll uproot them one by one. No, what do you have to do? Everybody knows. Pravriti Marg and Nivriti Marg. Anyone say? No? So increase your bhajan and it will take care of it itself. You just have to tolerate, not neglect it. Yeah, there's, you don't have to worry about these things. Devotional service will take care of it. No, you have to worry about it, but worry about it in the way that you will increase your bhajan, make it stronger. And then example is given when you have a cup of ink and you pour milk. The milk is denser and it doesn't mix with ink. It's denser and liquid or fluid, and it will force the ink out of the cup. So that's what you do. Instead of trying to analyze all these things and you trying to take care of it, you cannot take care of any of this. Krishna will take care of it when he sees your sincerity. God helps those who help themselves. Okay. Anybody has any questions on this? Any realizations? Personal experiences?
The point is that we know these things, but because of our material duties, sometimes we tend to think, like, especially with Felix is the point that Krishna is Bhavagrahi, we tend to put that and try to put other things on and down. Type of thing, okay, Krishna is Bhavagrahi, he understands my mood, maybe I'm busy now, he understands my mood, and we just become the habit. And
yeah, you take,
to come out of that.
you justify the situation that, oh, Krishna will accept anyway. And then you don't make the extra effort to actually accomplish the goal.
Get out of that, but especially with people who are like working jobs and doing, we just sometimes get into that thing cycle. It's very difficult to break that cycle.
I understand, and believe me, Krishna sees your intention. But when your desire actually becomes strong enough and sincere enough, Krishna will also make the arrangement that you can get out of that situation or make it easier for you at least. So it's really based on desire. Not that, oh, I'm going to take this job because it's more important to make, more money than have the other job, which will facilitate my devotional service better. You see? What are the priorities? That's the point. Krishna, that's what Krishna wants to see. What are your priorities? Is it me or your material life? And again, Krishna, he says, I preserve what they have and I carry what they lack. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says there's everything in the material world is by Krishna's arrangement. There's nothing missing. Everything is provided here for a reason. And there's no lack of anything. And everything happens according to Krishna's will, not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of God. And therefore, we don't have to make external arrangement. If we think we have to make the external arrangements, then we think we are the doer. But Krishna says he's the doer. So we just have to trust in his plan. You have to trust his plan and go along with it. How do we know what is his plan? We get confirmation from Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. And therefore, sadhu sangha again is very important. Lavamatra, sadhu sangha. This will take more than just a lavamatra. You have to, as the sadhu. And we continuously read and understand Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada's purports. We will understand everything down to the last detail. Srila Prabhupada didn't say for no reason that you will find everything in my books. Not just the ABC. You get the postgraduate study there also. Everything is included. You just have to have the eyes to see it. Yes? Okay. Yes, please.
I do have a picture of the deities at home, but normally my tendency is that when I have to eat something, I offer, rather than it's like the deities are at my service. How do I come out of the mood that he is the supreme and I am preparing for him? Normally it's like any time when we have tendency to eat, we just offer and eat. How do I come out of that?
Yeah. That's the difference between Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. So in Vaidhi Bhakti, we, out of fear, I don't want to eat bhoga because I go to hell, right? Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, those who eat grains, verily eat grains, will go to hell without offering it to me. So, in what you're describing, the other, so this is a fear of, oh, if I don't offer the foodstuffs, I will go to hell. If I don't chant my rounds, I will go to hell. I will go back to mature life, at least, fall down or leave Krishna consciousness. And out of fear, we follow Shastra, we follow our Guru's instruction. This is not bhakti. This is Vaidhi Bhakti. Vaidhi means rules and regulations. They say this, in love, there are no rules. And rules, there's no love. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I've read one book where he says Vaidhi Bhakti is, in translation in English, I don't know if that was in Bengali, but he said it's scheduled devotion. Scheduled, okay? Okay, I gotta do this at 4:30, it's Mangalarti, okay, gotta go because, I don't want to, but I need to go because I get in trouble. Temple president will get on my case. It's not bhakti really. Just like you said, okay, I have to offer the food because I'm supposed to. Why do we have, Srila Prabhupada says in Krishna, in Balaram, in Vrindavan, everything is food in Vrindavan. Everything is prasadam in Vrindavan, sorry. Everything is prasadam in Vrindavan, it's Krishna. So why do we still offer, Prabhupada asks, why do we still offer bhoga to Krishna? He says, because we don't want to see him go hungry. He says, one side is, there's a philosophical side of it, it's all bhakti. It's already prasadam, I don't need to offer it. Something like this, And no, but if you think of Krishna's benefit, then you want to offer more. You have to feed him. He will be hungry. It's, bhajatam priti purvakam. So it is like that. Something like that. So you have to come to that platform. First of all, we have to understand Krishna is not just an impersonal fog or concept or something. And bhakti will help me get out of mature life and get liberated from mature life. But we have to understand Krishna is a person. It's like we were reading yesterday. Or was it yesterday? No, day before yesterday. Krishna is a person. The holy name is a person. etc. Did you hear that by Anindra Prabhu?
Online.
Anyone heard it?
Online.
I'll read it for you, okay, because it's really funny and very to the point. Anindra Prabhu wants to bring this word across. Person. You should think of Krishna as a person, because we know as a person. Then we want to feed him, we want to love him, we want to give him whatever a person wants. The object of our love. You'll have to pay attention. Anindra Prabhu is very deep. So Krishna is a person, the holy name is a person, and this is actually just 2 sentences from his book. This is only 2 sentences. Krishna is a person, the holy name is a person, and we are all unique individual persons who need to personally conceptualize the unique personal goal of our chanting before we can expect our chanting of the holy name to yield the superlative personalized fruit of love for Krishna. We personally require to be all we can personally be, to be personally satisfied, that Krishna is personally satisfied with our personal attempts to please him in all personified personal sweetness. Okay, so let's try to say Krishna is a person. And persons, individuals have feelings. And what do individuals relish the most? Happiness. What is happiness? Love is happiness. We all want to be loved. We all want to love someone. That's just natural. And so we should come to the point of understanding. Krishna is a sentient being. He wants your love. He's hankering after it. He shouldn't think, oh yeah, he's full. He's Atmaram. He doesn't need anything, In one sense, yes, okay, but he really wants Radharani's love. He really wants to go his love, everybody's love, including your love. You're part of the scene, and now you're missing. And he's just hankering for you to come back. In Brihad Bhagavat Amrita, anyone read Brihad Bhagavat Amrita? Very famous book. It's about Gopakumar, who was given the Gopal mantra by Gopal himself, the Gayatri mantra, then 18-syllable Gopal mantra. And when he chanted, he saw Vrindavan, and he saw his Gopal in Vrindavan. But then he disappeared from his vision, his meditation. And then he was, completely broken-hearted and was a broken person, because he was hankering after the Gopal and that place, Vrindavan. So he was asking everybody, where is that? Where can I find it? We didn't even know what it is. Where can I find a beautiful place? Where is the most beautiful place? And they instructed him to go this place and that place. He ended up in the heavenly planets. And he was amazed at the opulence and the living entities, the living beings, the demigods, the heavenly planets. Then he went even higher heavenly planets. Then he went to Swargaloka, went to Tapaloka. And every planet he went, he was just like, it was getting better and more amazing. And then he met Lord Shiva, and he was completely, far out. Then he entered the Vaikuntha planets and saw Lord Vishnu, Narayan, Lakshmi, and the 4 Kumaras and everything. He saw everybody in all these planets. But even though he couldn't believe, he was so amazed what he sees and experiences there, all the spiritual bliss. Still in his heart, he was not happy because he could only remember his Gopal. And then finally, when he reached Goloka Vrindavan, and Krishna saw him, and he sees Krishna, and they start running toward each other. And they're both falling on the ground in ecstasy out of love, love's consciousness, crying, and then they come back to external consciousness. And this famous painting of B.G. Sharma, Krishna is embracing Gopal, Gopakumar, or Gopal embracing Gopakumar. That's when he turns to the spiritual world. And, they're lost in each other's arms out of love. And then Gopal tells him that every lifetime I was waiting for you, that you will finish your sadhana and you come back to me. Or so many lifetimes there was not even sadhana. I was waiting and waiting. Krishna is not like, he is happy there. He doesn't need you. He wants you back. He's missing you, all of you, all of us. And I was hoping that next lifetime you will attain perfection, get rid of all these anarthas, and you come back to me. And it didn't happen. And I was hoping maybe the next life it will happen. So finally, you're here. And my happiness knows no bounds. So we should think, that Krishna is a person. We shouldn't treat him just like I said, some spiritual concept. It's kind of like a Mayavadi concept. Impersonal. He's a very, very conscious, sentient being. Very sensitive. We read about Krishna's qualities, so many beautiful qualities. Anyways, we have 10 minutes left. So, anybody has any more questions? Yes, Nataji.
So, why is there so much struggle where we have to overcome our aversions or cravings or samskaras? Why can't we just let it
We just program you, right? And
why can't
gone.
we just that's all right since he just wants us all right?
Ultimately, he does that.
But why not?
But because he wants to see that you're eager for it. If you're only 10% eager, then he's thinking, oh no, she's not fit to re-enter my abode. She's not serious. When you become very serious, have no other desire than that, then Krishna will help you. He is Rishikesh, after all. The master of the senses. Srila Prabhupada says, Krishna gave Arjuna the whole material planet, Earth, in 18 days. Arjuna was killing 640 million soldiers. He couldn't see his arm, shooting the arrows. Because he was surrendered. First he just said, I don't want to fight Bhishma Dev, Dronacharya, etc., etc. My kinsman, my teacher, my guru. Krishna says, forget all this. Just do what I tell you, because this is your supreme interest. This is the big picture. This is just your material life. So, Prabhupada said, Krishna gave him the planet in 18 days. He says he can give you this planet in 18 seconds if you're ready. Are we ready? Do we really want it? He shouldn't talk. Oh, why is he not doing that? Another aspect of that is that Krishna wants us to come to that realization and decision on our own. He could just, you know, do some coding and all your material desires are wiped, deleted. And there you're like a clone, you know, I love you. He doesn't want that. He wants that you love him because you love him. You're not robots, you know, you can be programmed. Love is not a, you know, like a video game, artificial. You know, it has to come from the depth of your heart. And like I said, there's so many unwanted things in the heart first. If they are there, there's no room for Krishna. So we have to throw everything out, all the clutter. We're hoarding all this material desires. You have to get rid of them. Best thing is by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Not only Kirtan, Japa also. Hear Krishna Katha while you're cooking at home. I mean, I like to cook also. I cook every day at home. I put in Chaitanya Bhagavat on YouTube. There's audio narrations. I listen 1 hour, 2 hours sometimes. So uplifting and enlivening. Not only japa, so many things you can do. The more you do it, the more you will feel yourself fixed up or steady. You just have to do it. If you don't do it, and you say, why not Krishna? Krishna should do it. It's easy to say. Prabhu, who's the
So,
should we stop here or
Kirtan.
short kirtan?
Yeah, no, still line up. But what you're doing. There is no hard control.
Or anything else? All right. Are you ready? Oh, wow. We have another one here also. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Sita, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. É isso aí, Bhaktivedanta Swami, isso dá Prabhupada aqui. Já é um Vishnupada, Paramahamsa Parikara, Vicharasha, Uttaradashishi Mara, Inglês. Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada aqui. Nanta Koti Vaishnava Brinda aqui. Amacharya Shri Haridas Thakur aqui. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से द्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रज भूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री राम मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगमयी जुमनमयी की भक्ति देवी श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the symbol of the peace, all glories to the symbol of the peace, all glories to the symbol of the peace, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Before we end, I request you to lead the Narasimha prayer. And while you're doing the Narasimha prayer, the devotees can come and do the Pushpa offering to the deities. And then we can take break.
Right. Narasimha Bhagavan ki jai. Namaste Narayana.
So thank you very much, Prabhu, for your extra take Kirtan and class. I mean, I didn't expect a good, class to happen, but it was very, very well enlivening in the sense that we could see. I mean, you basically touched on the main points that we generally the materialistic, the devotees working in this current material world struggle. Actually, many of us struggle trying to figure out how to go past that another stage and get into that proper bhakti. Right? So thank you very much for bringing those points from Vishwanath Chakravarti. Thank you very much. We're very, very grateful to you. Hope you all enjoyed this program. Hope Prabhuji will be coming again next year and will, or whenever he comes, will keep us in our orbit. So thank you very much. Thank you, Praveen Prabhu, for taking Govind Prabhu all over the Bay Area for various programs. So thank you very much. All of you know, Praveen Prabhu is one of the pioneers of starting the weekly Kirtan programs in the temple, and he's been running for more than 2 years now. And he's putting his heart and effort to ensure that we are getting good broadcast, good Kirtan here. So thank you, Prabhu, for your heart in the Kirtan. We have another Govind Prabhu who does the same thing, but he goes everywhere. But we have another Praveen Prabhu who does. Yes, so thank you, Prabhu, for your. A few announcements. Thanks for your cook, Hema Mataji, and you met everything. Ashok Prabhu, right? What's your name, Prabhu? You got a key, right? Huh? Mukul Prabhu for getting the key. Thank you very much, Mataji and Prabhu, for getting the prasadam to this. As you all know, July is filled with visitors. So we start with next Saturday. Is a program with Harivamsa Prabhu. I mean, he was ex-ISV. I mean, for those of you who don't know, he's basically an IIT gold medalist. And at the age of 27, he got one of the best awards. I forgot the name of the award. But then he left everything and went to teaching. He went to stay in Vrindavan. He does teaching in various IITs and all those things. Comes to Stanford sometimes to teach. But he's going to give a class on the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. So please don't miss the class next week on 5th of July evening. No, here. This is our temple, so this is for okay. And then the week after that, we have Kanai Thakur Prabhu coming on July 12th. If you remember, last year when he came, we had the first program where the hall was completely full. I want that same thing repeat so that we. And then after that, on July 26th, we have Bhakti Vaishnav Maharaj coming. And he is going to give a class. So please take association of all the elevated devotees so that we can, as Prabhuji mentioned, Sadhu Sangha is one of the critical things in our path of bhakti. So please take the association. Thank you very much. Now we'll have Prasadam prayer. Huh? Yeah. So tomorrow we have a Kirtan class by Prabhuji. It's in Los Altos. So those who are interested, it's at 11 o'clock in the morning, which the flyer of, I mean, the information is already provided in the WhatsApp group. So please, if you are interested to join, please come and take association of the.
Is anyone from Tri Valley going?
Not sure. We have to check in Tri Valley group. You should check in the groups so everybody is going. Okay. So thank you very much.
Hold it away from us.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. And we'll have Prasadam prayer now. And then after that, we can take Prasadam. Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmane Vaishnave Salpa Punya Vitam Rajan Swato Nivajavate Sharira Vidyachar Jodendriya Tahekar Jiva Phaile Vishara Sadgare Aro Madhya Jiva Jyoti Lobomoy Sudurmati Take Jeta Katit Sanchare Krishna Vada Boyamoy Parivare Jivajmoy Saprasadam Nadi Lobhai Jai Namrita Bhavo, Radha Krishna Guna Bhavo, Jai Dako Chaitanya Nitai, Jai Nimai, Jai Nitai, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bhagavad Gita Mahaprasad ki, Krishna Mantra Prasad. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Actual class for beginner level also.
Yes, Mataji.
Huh? From the
There going to be an online option? No. I mean, we try to record it, but I don't think you cannot learn anything online because it will be very fast. I don't know how it will.